Hey everybody, I'm Neil Ronahan here with Nintendo World Report TV to talk to you all about Splatoon, which is one of the 2015 games we loved here at Nintendo World Report. What we did is we got the staff together, we bickered and we argued, and we came up with a list of 10 games that we all collectively loved, and those are the 10 games that we loved for 2015. Here to talk with me about Splatoon is Justin Berube.
Hey guys.
So Splatoon was a game that I think, going back to when it was first revealed, everybody was kind of on board with the idea, but we didn't know what kind of substance would be there. When it finally came out, Justin, what did you think?
I really enjoyed the online play from the start. It was addictive, and everybody was playing it when it first came out. It was nuts to see how many people that you haven't played a game with online in quite a while just out of nowhere hop in and join your team and just cover things in ink. It was amazing.
Yeah, I had so much fun playing this game online. I think it's my favorite. I think it is my favorite online game that has ever existed. It's just so much fun, whether you're doing, the turf war, which, I think it's just a brilliant mode because it's not necessarily about like, oh, let's go and kill the other team. No, it just, you can kind of keep to yourself in that mode and just paint the ground, and it's just, there's so many different ways to kind of go about, playing the game online in turf war that, I think it's incredible. And they made cover, reload, and sprint all the same button, which is pretty awesome.
Yeah, it is. And they keep adding more to the game that makes every game mode, gives you another reason to keep going back to each game mode. So there's new weapons added very frequently, new stages every once in a while. So the game stays fresh.
Yeah, that's gonna. I think unfortunately it's gonna end in January, which is the month that we're in now. So I think there's like another stage or two still to come. But even still, there's just been so much content that's unfurled over the ensuing months after the game's release. Up to we're 8 months out, and there's still new stuff coming out, and there's so much packed in that game. And while there might not have been as much on day one, I think that the strategy that Nintendo had of kind of releasing it over time worked.
Yeah, it definitely did, and I think another benefit for the game in general was every time an update came out, a ton of sites were reporting it, so the game really stayed in...
It stayed fresh.
Yeah. It was something to talk about throughout the year. So
and it was something to go back to in kind of a lighter release period on Wii U as well. And what I love about it is that I can kind of jump into it almost at any point. And I played it heavily in May. I picked it back up for a couple weeks after the August update, but I sporadically go back to it, like maybe on once or twice a month. And it just, there's always new stuff to see, and it feels like it's always a fresh experience whenever I go into it.
Yeah, another great thing about this game is it has such a great style to it. It's not like any other Nintendo franchise that we've seen so far, so it really sticks out as a unique experience.
Yeah, and one thing that we haven't talked about yet either is the ranked modes, which I actually kind of find that's what I like playing the most. Although I think I prefer like Splat Zones and Tower Control more than Rainmaker. But all three are very fun, and I like that they're all they're like similar takes on, or they're all unique takes on like old hat first person shooter or just shooter tropes, like modes and stuff like that.
Yeah, I didn't like the rank modes that much at first, but then I started to get into them more. The only thing that really bothers me a bit about the ranked modes is you can keep losing rank, and if you just want to hop on and have a good time in the ranked modes with some friends who might not have put in as much time as you or unlocked as much stuff, it can be a little frustrating to keep losing rank while you play as them. But other than that, the modes themselves are a lot of fun, so I think it's something that could be expanded on in the future in a sequel, or who knows what else is going to happen with this, because this is not the end we've seen of Splatoon. I can promise you that.
I can't wait.
Splatoon will be here.
Yeah, and I guess one more thing to cover before we wrap this up, the single-player mode, which, now that I've beaten it and played a lot of the amiibo things, I might not ever go back to it, but that single-player mode is fantastic, and, it does such a good job of kind of refining some of the elements of the multiplayer mode, kind of introducing them to you, which is, that was the goal of the mode when it was made, and also just kind of having, awesome music, like really cool, inventive uses of the paint and cool, awesome boss battles, especially that final one.
Yeah, the final boss was somewhat challenging too the first time I got there, so that was a surprising thing that I was very happy to see in a game, because I find a lot of games these days are too easy, but that was a nice final boss.
Yeah. And I think if we were to have ranked our 10 games we loved in an order, Splatoon would probably be our game of the year. But, I mean, that's just a hunch. But for certain, Splatoon was one of the games that we loved in 2015. If you want to see the other 9 games that we loved, you can watch the other videos. You can go to NintendoWorldReport.com, read the articles. And if you want to see more Nintendo content, you can subscribe here to Nintendo World Report TV and stick around, stay a while. Thanks so much for watching. Bye!
Stay fresh!
So fast!